Well, it's Saturday the 30th of April. This is episode 2217 of 301 Permanently Moved Online, a personal podcast 301 seconds in length, written, recorded, and edited by me, at the JMO. If you've binged all 180 whatever episodes of 301, you'll know that I don't watch films. At all. I've recently realised why, but I'll come back to that. I'm literally the last person that should be talking about films and movies on the internet, but since this is my podcast, I'm going to have an opinion anyway. Here's a headline I saw this week. Margot Robbie's Barbie sets 2023 release date, unveils first look photo. From the end of the article, Barbie is one of the many Mattel properties on the burner for feature adaptation. Projects based on the Magic 8 Ball, Hot Wheels, Masters of the Universe, Polly Pocket, Rock'em Sock'em Robots, and the throwback dolls Chatty Cathy and Betsy Wetsy are all in the works. Mattel is all in on making live-action movies based on kids' toys. But I do wonder who these movies are for. Who the hell thinks a Magic 8 Ball movie is even a good idea? Unless Rock'em Sock'em Robots is about ridiculous 100-story tall Gundam robots fighting each other, I'm not interested. Then again, they already made Godzilla vs. Kong last year, and I haven't seen it. Presumably, Mattel thinks people will fall over themselves to watch their favourite kids' toys on screen. The thing is, there's a difference between Marvel and Mattel. Both are examples of the cultural fracking that continues to diminish and restrict our collective cultural imagination. There is no future, only the endless commercial regurgitation of things that you liked as a child. When you were a kid though, you actually got to play with the toys and make up your own stories. Now however, next year, you'll get to see Greta Gerwig, who's directing, play with her Barbie, and you'll be disappointed about it. It's much easier to understand the utter disaster that was the Star Wars reboots as writers and directors playing with kids' toys and everyone else screaming, "You're playing the wrong way," at them on the internet. The Marvel movies are so successful because it's an IP that wasn't heavily exploited into plastic toys in the 1980s. Kids reading comics were aware that they get made by a team of people, a writer, an artist, a letterer, etc. Readers had no control over their beloved characters. They could only turn the page and find out what happens next. This is a very different kind of connection to fracked characters than ones based on toys. Let's bracket off the Lego movie for another discussion. Anyways, a Hot Wheels movie. Why would anyone watch that when you can watch hundreds of hours of Hot Wheels cars racing on a treadmill at high speeds for free on YouTube? Honestly, I am the last person that should be having opinions about film on the internet, but I do believe we kind of already have a Hot Wheels movie. The Wachowskis' 2008 masterpiece, Speed Racer, one of the best films ever made. The first and only postmodern film made so far in the 21st century. It queers the cinematic language of editing in a way that I think made audiences uncomfortable in 2008. Its surrealist aesthetics blow anything made before or since out of the water. The whole film is composed like a Joyce novel or a poem by Gertrude Stein. If you gave it a hard time in 2008 or haven't ever seen it, watch it this weekend. You know it's a masterpiece from the very first focus pull. Remember, Speed Racer came out the same year as The Dark Knight, a dreary, brown and unimpressive movie that went on to influence and utterly ruin the last 15 years of cinema. Speed Racer, on the other hand, is a wild, psychedelic, visual and narrative assault. It attempts to mimic how people actually experience the world, relational snatches of movement, narrative and action. Go on Metacritic and look at the most positive and negative reviews of The Dark Knight posted back in 2008. All the negative ones, the correct ones, say it was a terrible movie. Which it was. Can you imagine if things had gone the other way in 2008? 15 years of movies more like Speed Racer than the dreary drivel The Dark Knight inspired. The reason I like Speed Racer so much is related to the reason I don't like or watch conventional movies. My aphantasia. I read a friend's 9-page movie treatment the other day. It was fantastic. I've come to the opinion that all stories should be written in a screenplay format. I don't have a mind's eye, so tell me, don't show me. If you're someone who doesn't have a mind's eye, then you remember a film as a series of plot beats, narrative that clips along at 2x speed, movies done quick style. You could edit The Dark Knight down to 20 minutes and wouldn't lose anything at all. That's how I remember it. This happened, and then this person did this to this person because they felt like this. But this was the result, so the other person went over there and did that. Stories are only alive in their telling. Speed Racer, because of its avant-garde editing, is a movie that is alive in the watching. If Mattel does make a film about Magic 8 Balls or Polly in My Pocket, they should take cues from the Wachowskis. They need to make them feel like the half-remembered memories that played out on the audience's bedroom floors as kids.